how's everybody doing today? Hopefully good, hopefully well. Got an interesting video for you guys. Today we'll be doing a Neurode farm, and one thing that I learned from my testing, because I personally haven't had to farm for Neurodes in a very long time, that it was not as simple as it would seem, because the question came from somebody that only started playing, less than a month ago. They're a brand new player, more or less, and they couldn't just go anywhere on the star chart. Hence why this is going to be a little bit different, but you'll see, it'll be no problem. Okay, so as far as your loadout, for the people that just started playing this game, most likely you won't have a Necros, but otherwise use whichever Warframe you like the most. Otherwise, go ahead and take your Necros, and also on your companion you will want this mod right here. It's called Animal Instinct, and what it does is it gives you a loot radar for all of your little loot crates all around the map. So you have your Necros and you have your companion set up with the Animal Instinct mod. Now, I will mention this just in case somebody else is looking to farm Neurodes and you do have the star chart mostly open. If you can, go to Eris and run any one of these maps. Whichever one you like better, survival, defense, run either one. You're gonna find plenty of Neurodes, guaranteed. Right now, if you're somewhere on the middle level, run Plains of Eidolon. You're gonna find tons of Neurodes. I'd say less than you would on Eris if you're specifically farming for them, but you're gonna find lots of goodies on there also. Now, if you can't run Plains of Eidolon, or the only thing you can run on Plains of Eidolon is like the very beginning mission, like the level 1 to 5 or 1 to 7 or whatever it is, like the very first mission, you're not going to find a lot of Neurodes in that one. So what you're going to want to do in that case, like if you're just trying to open up your first few frames or your first few guns that need the Neurodes, and you just can't seem to find any on your journey through the star chart, you're going to want to go to Earth, which is your first planet that you unlock, and you're going to want to go to Everest, and then there's this second option for you is the Cervantes, right next to it, Everest, Cervantes. Those are going to be your two best options. I personally like the sabotage mission because the sabotage part is quick to do, and then the rest of the time you can just spend on actually trying to find your Neurodes. Now, this guide is extremely simple. You are only looking for the actual loot crates, right? The actual mission really doesn't matter. And the only thing that you're really looking for are the little loot crates. That is what's going to have all of your Neurodes in them. These little things. And there's always a random chance of whether you're going to get a Neurode from one of these guys. Now, if you don't have that Animal Instinct mod in your companion, that's no problem. You'll just have to actually, do a little bit of scavenging and look for these, with your eyes. And if you just saw, I just got a Neurode right there from that little crate. And thinking back to it, when I first started playing this game, I did have quite a lot of trouble trying to find my first bunch of Neurodes, because the maps that I was running, I just couldn't seem to find them throughout my regular gameplay, and I needed them to advance. There was no way for me to unlock the frames that I had the blueprints for, because I didn't have any Neurodes. And when you don't know where to get them, and that's the only thing you need, it really sets you back, right? In my original, like 3 or 4, maybe even more than that years ago, I've quit this game many times. I remember playing this game during beta, and I quit just because I didn't get it. Like I didn't get the whole appeal. Like the game that I really liked at the time was Gears of War, and I was like, well, that's a better, shooter. Like you can't fly around in Gears of War, but I, like it better at the time. So I was like, screw it, man, I'm quitting. And that's back when this game was beta, I assume. Like it wasn't a full release or anything like that. Anyhow, I digress. That's beside the point. So we already found one, and I've only been checking, I want to say 20% of this full map layout. The more of those little loot crates that you open up, the more chances you get. Now, sometimes you'll run this map and you won't even get one, and that's okay. That's just RNG. That's the nature of this game. Sometimes you'll do it and you get 20, and you're set for a while. You won't need to farm them by the time you're done with those 20, or by the time you use them all up. You'll probably be at a better place, and you can actually run Plains of Eidolon or do more missions on Eris, but you actually unlocked Eris by that point. But until then, this is in my opinion sufficient enough. If it works, why knock it? And I've spent the last 2 days passively running all the different Earth missions to see, I guess, the best, time investment versus return on your Neurodes. And I found that this one was the most consistent in getting me the Neurodes that I needed, compared to the other ones. Now, that's just my personal experience over specifically trying to do that for 2 days. Not full 2 days. I played the game, the way that I usually do. I did what I wanted, but I did that in between. I didn't actually mean to go ahead and leave, but as you see, easy little Neurode from that little run, 4 minutes. You could always make more. I checked probably less than half of the loot crates that were in that map, so I could have definitely ran around for another 5 minutes, and I would have probably found another couple. So, but otherwise, if you're having issues finding Neurodes, oh hey, look. Very nice, very nice. Unlocked a gun from my daily login. Okay. Just to recap, Everest and Cervantes are the 2 best missions that I found. Now, if you can, run the Plains of Eidolon missions. Anything above the very first mission should get you some Neurodes at the same rate or even faster. And then if you're at mid game or end game basically, but you still just need Neurodes for some reason, Eris. That is where you go. Go Eris and run any one of these maps. And as just another recap, let's go run and check out that mod. Necros is the Warframe that you would want to use, because you still get an extra chance of getting it off one of the enemies on the map, even though we're not specifically farming the enemies for the Neurodes. And then we've got your companion mod, which will be your Animal Instinct. Gives you that 30 loot radar once you upgrade it all the way, which doesn't take almost any resources. So anybody should be able to do that. But that'll be it for me, guys. I hope that helps you out and you'll be able to make one of the Warframes that you've been looking to make and just couldn't find that Neurode. But otherwise, have a great day.